Welcome, Fantasy Premier League fans. My name's Corey, the host of the FPLmowgs YouTube channel. Today we're going to look at my Game Week 2 team selection video ahead of that 6:30 deadline on Friday. Of course, repping that England shirt after England's win over Australia today in the semi-final. But stick to the end of the video today to watch if I make any transfers ahead of this deadline. So, without further ado, we're going to start with our defenders and goalkeeper. We have Flecken starting in goal. Now, he is playing Fulham away. I don't think Fulham are as strong a team as they were last season. Of course, we have Matty Turner on the bench with a great fixture of Sheffield United at home. But the way Brentford play, I don't know. I can just see a clean sheet, but I'm not quite sure of Matty Turner. Just watching their game against Arsenal, being very, very poor on the ball, giving it away loads. I'm not quite sure of the clean sheet there. Moving on though, we have Saliba as our first defender. Of course, Crystal Palace away, it's an okay fixture. I'm a bit terrified of Eze owners because we just know how good he is. He can unlock teams, but again, they've lost some key players in the squad. I just don't know if they're going to be the same team, a bit like Fulham this season. Alongside him, we have Ben Chilwell. Now, I hope we all seen his heat map against Liverpool because it was honestly ridiculous. He was basically a left winger. His attacking potential this season, I think, is going to be better than Trent's last season. That's at the level I think Ben Chilwell's going to be this season. Really, really positive fixture. West Ham away. I'm all for it. We're looking now at Estupinian with Wolves away. Now, Wolves were fantastic against Man United, but I think Brighton a bit more organised, a bit more attacking. You can see Estupinian possibly keeping a clean sheet, but if not, we always have his attacking potential to rely on. And I'm looking forward to that game. I think it's going to be a really, really strong one. The way I watched Wolves on the Monday night, amazing football. When Brighton play, they play amazing attacking football as well. Let's see what happens. But Estupinian owners, let me know what you think. How is he going to do? Now let's go into my midfield. We have Mohamed Salah as our captain. Now, I know Haaland can do things against Newcastle. I understand that, but the way I watched Newcastle play against Aston Villa, I just don't think he's going to score as many as we hope he will. But Salah, on the other hand, with a Bournemouth fixture, I can just see them doing very, very well. Yes, this is probably going to massacre my rank if it goes wrong, but I've got to give it a go. The potential in this match is crazy. That's why, as well, I started with Luis Diaz. Now, Luis Diaz scoring a goal against Chelsea. He showed promise in the match. Of course, second half, it was just a boring game if anybody watched it. Nothing really going on. But first half, very energetic, very attacking as well. It seemed like Luis Diaz was staying higher than Salah at some points as well, which was really interesting to watch. Moving on, Bruno Fernandes. A lot of us on Twitter were speaking on Bruno Fernandes possibly being moved out this week, but I don't know. Tottenham away, if anyone watched the game against Brentford, Tottenham's game that is, they weren't too good defensively. Now, yes, Brentford are a good team and will unlock many teams' defences, but it just seemed easy to do against that Tottenham defence. So that's why I'm going to keep him in this week. We're just going to see how Man United do, because I really wasn't impressed on Monday. Awful, awful football they played. No creativity, no threat. Really lucky to get the goal, to be honest. If Wan-Bissaka didn't do that ball, nothing happens. But it all came from Bruno, the goal, to be fair. We're going to give him a try. Moving on next, we have Saka at Crystal Palace away. Beautiful player. We watched that Forest game and I was impressed. I think this season he's going to get more goals, I think looking at his game, looking at the way he's attacking at defenders now, linking up mostly with Odegaard. It seemed that Odegaard drifts on that right side to link up with Saka the most. He doesn't seem to drift over at that left side with Martinelli as much as I thought. So them pairing on that right side just screams goals. Also, penalty taker, both Bruno, Saka and Salah, penalty takers in my squad. Really like having penalty takers, just in case it happens. You know, it's the odd penalty goal here and there across the season. There's a few in the first game week. Would like to see if that continues. Finishing off our midfield, though, we have Karu Matoma. With Wolves away, again, tricky fixture if Wolves continue that form, but Matoma will make any defender's day just a living hell. He's fantastic at dribbling. Also, you're going to see in a second who I've got forward, and you're going to understand why I want Matoma there. Now, kicking things off with our forwards, we have two strikers, Erling Haaland and João Pedro. Haaland is just going to remain my forward this entire season. We know what he can do from last season. He's going to be Man City striker unless he gets injured. Now, people are saying with no De Bruyne, he's going to get less goals, but you got to remember, this is Man City. Look at their squad. Look at the excellence they have on the bench. Some of the players on their bench walk into other squads in the Premier League. We need to realise that Alvarez is going to step up as well with De Bruyne being out. Alvarez is a fantastic player. I can see him linking with Erling Haaland like he did at the end of the season very, very well. True value unlocker. Just like my man next to him, João Pedro. At 5.5 million, I can comfortably say he's probably one of the best cheap forward options in the game. Outstanding penalty taker we seen in the first game week, of course, stepping up and scoring that penalty against Luton. Brighton shown some amazing attacking football. I think João Pedro is going to be a key part of this football team. Very, very interested to see how he does for the rest of the season, if he can continue that form into game week 2 also. But, of course, that is it for the main squad. We have our bench of Turner, Baldock, Archer and Kabore. Kabore having a blank, thus putting him third on my bench. Baldock probably got the better fixtures, better minutes at Forest away. Again, as I explained, Turner on the bench. Sheffield United at home. It's a good fixture, but I'm just not too sure about Forest. Gave the ball away too easily against Arsenal, but let's just see what happens. But, of course, like I said, Salah has my captaincy armband. Vice will probably go, I would say, to Erling Haaland. Bit unsure about that one. It could drift on Saka, but let's just wait and see. But that is my Game Week 2 team. Now, of course, how can I forget the team rating and predicted points from Fantasy Football Hub? Their AI has given me a 96% team rating score and a predicted points of 61.9. It's always nice to just see what the AI thinks of your team. Now, I don't think it's something you should really go for, because when I made my Game Week 1 squad, I always had Saliba in over Gabriel. I don't know, I just like Saliba more. I think he makes more key passes, potential assists. You know, it's not good from a defender, but he did have that data of being a little bit more assist worthy than Gabriel. Gabriel having more goal threat from corners, but I just preferred Saliba at the time. And Fantasy Football Hub were just insistent that I put Gabriel in on their recommended transfers, as well as their team rating, dropping me down from the 90s to the 80s at some point, I remember. But yeah, that's what it does. That's why it's there. We're going to use it, we're going to utilize it, and I'm going to show you some data in future videos from their website. I really enjoy using their tools. Now, that is the end of today's video. If you've enjoyed it and watched to this point now, please consider dropping a like and a subscribe. That's just going to tell you when my latest video is out. I'm going to try post as much as I can on this channel. Of course, I have other forms of content available, looking at TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube Shorts. A lot of posting going down on TikTok, giving my opinions on all things FPL, as well as on Twitter. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.